Hey guys, what is up and welcome to a game called 9 p.m. This is a game jam game that was made in 1 week. It's the plot of this game is it's 9 p.m. and you're trapped in the lab you work at and then you're trying to escape, so let's get straight into this. Choose your fighter. Janitor Gary. Would love to just watch bingo every day. Not paid enough. Still uses Walkman and thinks they're groovy. Alright Gary, let's do it. It's 9 p.m. on a Friday and you are pissed. You could have been at home watching bingo for about 30 minutes already, but you had to clean up after Steve, your good-for-nothing coworker. Where the hell is he anyway? He probably just made a mess and left, like he always does. God damn it, Steve. Okay. As you walk back to your office, the lab is empty and quiet, but not unusually so. You pull out your ancient Walkman and are just about to turn it on as you hear a low growling sound. A stray or something that found its way into the building? Maybe you should go look. Or maybe it was nothing. You don't hear anything right now, and honestly, you really want to be done for today. Alright, let's investigate. You carefully step out into the main hallway, trying to make as little sound as possible. At the end of it, near the bathrooms, you see a tall, kind of lanky figure. Wait a second, is that... Christ, it is Steve, that damn idiot. What the hell is he doing here? Ask him what the hell he's doing here. Steve doesn't seem to appreciate your tone of voice all that much. He starts groaning and whining and drooling all over the floor. Okay. Something isn't right with Steve. You start to wonder if he smoked weed in the bathroom again. Last time he did that, he threw up and you had to take him to the ER. Even had to pay the damn bill for him because he said he was broke. Come to think of it, did Steve ever pay you back for that? He said he would, but suddenly he turns around and growls right at you, interrupting your train of thought. He's... Oh, god damn it, Steve has turned into a zombie. It's, Demand your money back. Wow, I have to pick it, it's so dumb. Steve seems a little confused. My money, you tell him again. Come on, you remember the ER visit? You said you'd pay me back. No reaction. Maybe this is excusable. You don't really know how good zombie memories work. Steve growls a little, but you're not sure if he's embarrassed to owe you money or angry about it. You look into his big, empty eyes. Listen, buddy, you know how expensive that was. You try again. It doesn't seem like Steve particularly cares. He seems to be more interested in... Oh no, he's not trying to eat you, is he? Hit him with your mop. Thinking about it now is a little weird, but you dreamed of giving him a slap with the mop for a while. Although you pictured him alive and not trying to get a bite out of you. Poor Steve, maybe you shouldn't have yelled at him when he knocked over your toolkit yesterday. No, actually, that was warranted. He was being an idiot and you told him to watch out several times. Hey Steve, you think I was too hard on you yesterday, you ask? Steve just stares at you open-mouthed. No hard feelings, it seems. You give him a friendly nod. He tries to bite you again, but he can't do anything with the mop keeping him at bay. Good, now what? Do a ninja kickflip. Ram it into his mouth. How many save slots do we got? Okay, we got like infinite save slots. We're gonna ram it into his mouth. You cringe a little at this idea. Even Steve isn't annoying enough to warrant such treatment. But the real Steve isn't in there anymore, is he? What? Don't get sentimental now, old man. Steve growls in surprise, but as you shove the mop far back into his throat, the growling stops. He stumbles backwards into the bathroom and you close the door in front of him, locking it with your janitor key. You're safe, for now. With Steve now locked away, you have to escape this place somehow. There's probably a lot more zombies running about. You tense up when you suddenly hear footsteps once more, but the young woman running around the corner clearly isn't a zombie. She looks disheveled and is clutching two big binders to her chest. Oh wait, you know who she is, one of the unpaid interns, Kathy or Kelly or something. Steve was kind of into her, if you remember. She's after me, she yells as soon as she notices you. Please help me. You have no idea who she is, but you suppose you have to do something. Tell her where the back exits are, give her your mop as a weapon, tell her to hide in the bathrooms. We're keeping the mop. Tell her to hide in the bathrooms, go sacrifice her to Steve. Yeah, why not? She nods and quickly disappears in the bathroom, locking the door behind her. You're pleased with your quick thinking skills. She'll definitely be safe in there. Now which way will you go? To the back exit. Back exit it is. Thankfully it seems to be open, if not fully. There's something weird blocking the way. A body? Hey, you need help, you ask? No answer. Then you notice a small animal sitting next to the body. It's a pretty fat raccoon and it's staring at you, unblinking. Wait, can animals be zombies as well? Hey, you didn't bite that fella or something, did you? You ask the raccoon. It lifts its tiny, weird raccoon hands as if to say, and what if I did? Not very reassuring. Suddenly, the raccoon gets up and starts walking towards the exit. It stops halfway to look back at you. Does it want you to follow? Okay. Man, I don't want to follow the raccoon. Let's look at the body. Maybe later. Weird raccoon that thinks it's part of Alice in Wonderland. You're far too curious to know what happened to this body first. Hello, can you hear me, you ask them? Still no answer. The raccoon speaks impatiently. Shut up, will you? I just want to take a quick... You stop yourself as you realize you're holding a conversation with a raccoon. Suddenly, the person lifts their head, startling both you and the raccoon. Hey, if you were conscious, you could have at least said something to me, you grumble. You want to scold them more, but then they growl and bite, and suddenly these become your last words. Curiosity killed the cat, it seems, and you. You died. Gary ending, 6 out of 10. Unpaid intern Katia is actually here for work experience, but has only served coffee so far. Nervous wreck. Sometimes cries in the bathroom on breaks. Okay. It's 9 p.m. on a Friday and you've just awoken from your accidental nap in the break room. How embarrassing. Why did no one wake you up? In fact, where is everyone? And wait a second, it's 9 p.m. already? They didn't leave you here, did they? Oh my god, they totally did. And the door to the break room is locked. Okay. Scream for help. There's no answer, only growling. An animal maybe, some kind of dog. But why would they let dogs into the labs? Suddenly something rams the door from the other side. You jump back in shock and see a man bursting through, foaming at the mouth. Wait, you know that guy. Isn't it Steve the janitor? He's not all that good at his job, but he always greets you with a smile and you've grown to appreciate him. Now he looks straight out of a zombie film, so Steve is another janitor. You squeak as Steve comes closer and closer, his hands outstretched and reaching for you, like on a horror movie. Stop it, you shout, but he doesn't seem to understand you. He's probably trying to. Okay. These options are all pretty bad, and I think we could get her killed right now. Let's throw a chair at him and run. I'm too young to die. You scream as you grab the nearest chair, and I don't want my parents to have to pay my stupid student loans. You throw the chair at Steve as hard as you can and storm out of the break room. Running, it turns out, isn't all that easy with high heels on, but you can't stop, not until you've outrun Steve. Maybe you should have closed the door to the break room. You turn a corner and almost run into a wall. This is the end of the hallway. You cast a nervous glance back, but it doesn't seem like Steve is following you anymore. Still, you can't just turn and go back, can you? Ugh, what a mess. You should have never started working here. This whole lab is bad news. Alright, enough self-pitying. There's 2 doors you could go through to get out of here. You put your ear against each door and listen. One has pittering sounds coming behind it. Behind the other one is just dead quiet. Both seem kind of suspicious, honestly. Okay. The pittering, that might be the raccoon. Take the door without any sounds. Let's do the one with no sounds. The deadly quiet side seemed like the better option at first, but now you realize just why it was that quiet. A group of men in suits are sitting on the floor and viciously feeding on the body of another unpaid intern. They stop when they notice you, hungry eyes now glaring in your direction. You gulp. Coffee, gentlemen? Why wouldn't we have heard them eating the body? There's a joke in here somewhere, you think as they start tearing you apart. Oh wow. Something about subordinates in the modern work environment. You want to tell them, but you're not sure they'd appreciate it. Bummer. Okay. I'm dead. Again. Oh. Alright, so let's look at the badges. Okay, so 6 Gary ending, or no. Gary has, what is that? 10 endings? And then you have 4. So let's go ahead and start. So we're gonna go ahead and save right here. We'll make this Gary page. Alright. So let's go to my office this time. Let's not even investigate. Because we know that Gary's in, or not, Steve is in the bathroom. We don't care about that. Your shift is over. Even if it wasn't your imagination, it's not your problem anymore. You're tired and you don't get paid for overtime. As you put your supplies away, you hear the growling again, louder this time. Very loud, actually. It could be a raccoon that found its way into the lab somehow, but by the sounds of it, it would have to be a really big and aggressive raccoon. And one with a weirdly deep voice. Okay, it's probably not raccoon at all. Screw it, leave. Just leave the lab. No reason to fight with whatever not raccoon thing that is. You're just gonna head home and watch bingo. You close the supply closet and head down the hallway, towards the elevator. As you press the button to go down though, nothing happens. They don't light up, and there's no number indicating on which floor it is. Not even the quiet rumbling of the elevator signaling it's moving can be heard. Weird. What's even weirder is the small noise coming from inside the thing. It sounds like scratching. You are not easily frightened, but even you must admit there's been a lot of, let's say, unusual noises in the lab today. You stare at the closed doors of the elevator, unsure. The scratching quiets down a little. Suddenly the button you press lights up and you hear the elevator moving down, towards your floor. I don't know. I think we take the stairs in the zombie movie. Stairs it is. It's probably safer this way. Who knows what was going on with that elevator? As you descend the stairs, you can hear noises coming from below. Far too much noise for a lab that is supposedly closed at this hour. You and maybe Steve, God knows where he went, should be the only ones in the building right now. What exactly is happening down there? It's people, you realize as you get closer to the bottom floor. Lots of them. You can hear them dragging their feet across the linoleum floors and making strange grunting noises. Alright, that sure is unsettling. Was there something weird in the coffee today, or... But as you arrive downstairs, you're not so sure about your coffee theory anymore. The people down here seem way too off. Grunting and growling, running into each other and drooling absent-mindedly. It's almost like they're zombies. Aw shit. This is really not how you thought your evening would go. Does this mean the world is ending? Can't a man just watch bingo in peace? Huh. Try to sneak past the zombies, sit down and think about your life. Okay, let's sit down and think about my life. This calls for an evaluation of your life. You sit down and think about where you went wrong. Maybe this is karma for yelling at Steve yesterday, although you're still convinced that that was justified. Maybe you shouldn't have accepted this job in the first place. Everyone knows shady sci-fi stuff happens in labs like this one. Maybe you should have moved out of town as soon as you turned 18, just like you used to say to your parents. Maybe you should have married Barbara. Yeah, maybe you should have. Barbara was a bit of a pain in the ass, but maybe this would have this could have changed your fate. Oh my god, I love it. Wonder what she's doing these days. While you're still thinking about Barbara, the growling from upstairs grows louder and louder until you can't ignore it anymore. You look back and see a figure standing above you. I'm trying to think, you say, annoyed. They bite you. Rude. You died. Should have married Barbara. Might have changed your fate. Alright, enough wallowing in pity. Alright, you have to get out of here somewhere, but if you want to sneak past those undead bastards, you're going to need a little preparation. There's now growling coming from the upper floor as well, so turning back probably isn't an option anymore. Christ, you still can't believe what you've gotten yourself into. You look around. There's an emergency box right next to you, with a fire axe in it. That's at least good to have in case of a fight. Breaking the glass could alert the zombies though, and you're not exactly a fighter. You also have a spare pair of fuzzy socks with you. That's not all that exciting, but maybe putting them on could help you sneak around? Well, we know he can fight with the mop, so we know he can fight with the axe. But let's put on the fuzzy socks. You cringe a little at your fuzzy socks, but survival is more important than dignity. It isn't, but at least the zombies won't tell anyone. Thankfully, with 2 pairs of socks on and no shoes, you really seem to be quiet enough as not to not alert them. You hold your breath as you sneak past zombie after zombie, waiting for them to notice you every time, but they never do. You hate to admit it, but the fuzzy socks are keeping you safe. You arrive at the front door without as much as a single scratch. Joy overcomes you. You're safe, and you're going to watch so much bingo tonight. So long, assholes, you shout. The zombie horde turns to you, but before they can do anything, you step outside and close the door behind you, locking it with the janitor key. Bingo time. You survived. Fuzzy socks, huh? Okay, we're gonna take the axe. Alright, so you're not just not exactly a fighter. You're not a fighter at all. Everything you know about fighting is from the time bingo wasn't on yet and you watched wrestling to pass the time. As soon as you break the glass, the whole horde of zombies start storming in your direction. You have no chance. The last thing you think about is bingo. Oh, the last thing you think about is bingo. That's, you decide, actually a nice thought to go out on. You died. Alright, we're going to go to Steve, right? Wait for him to notice you. You cross your arms and start tapping your foot, but Steve doesn't seem to notice. Alright, he never was the sharpest tool in the shed, or is he ignoring you on purpose? Sure has some balls, that guy, after leaving you to clean up alone. He should be crying and apologizing, not acting like you've done him wrong somehow. Steve, you say sternly, what the hell is up with you? Are you just being an asshole on purpose or what? Steve doesn't seem to appreciate your tone of voice all that much. He starts groaning and whining and drooling all over the floor. Okay, something isn't right with Steve. You start to wonder if he smoked weed in the bathroom again. Last time he did that, he threw up on you and you had to take him to the ER? Okay, so this is the same. We're gonna go ahead and save here as well. We're going to run. Remember how in zombie films you used to watch, sometimes when bingo wasn't on yet, the zombies were really slow, like so slow that it was actually a bit ridiculous how the protagonist couldn't easily avoid them? Yeah, apparently that's not the kind of zombie Steve is. Kind of ironic considering how slow he used to be as a human. Anyway, now you're in pretty deep shit. You're sorta okay at running, but Steve is like 20 years younger than you. And also, he's, sorta dead, so it's not like he has some kind of remorse stopping him. Thinking of it, this could also be his revenge for you yelling at him yesterday. You will probably never know. His teeth ram into your neck in no time and you collapse on the ground. God damn it, Steve. You died. That was the first ending for Gary. Okay. We're gonna hit him with the mop. We're gonna do a ninja kickflip. A ninja kickflip? What are you, a Street Fighter from a 90s video game? No, you're not. And this was a really bad idea. You fall down and break your neck. Zombie Steve stares at you blankly, probably surprised at how stupid this was. He doesn't even try to eat you. A pretty embarrassing way to go out, you think, as your vision turns black. Hit him with the mop. Ram it in his mouth. Okay, so now this is where the intern is here. And she's asking us, or she wants help. Okay. Last time we sacrificed her to the bathroom where Steve is locked. We're gonna do that again and go see what happens with the raccoon. Oh, actually, let's go. Yeah, let's just go to the raccoon. Follow the raccoon. The raccoon's probably right. You can't believe you said that sentence in your head. Too much weird stuff has happened today. You're not risking it in front of the exit. Both you and the raccoon step outside and escape into sweet, sweet freedom. Finally. Now you just need to get home and then you can watch Bingo in peace. You hope Bingo still exists in the apocalypse. The raccoon tugs at your overall. Its beady eyes suddenly seem very big. You can't come with me, buddy, you say. I don't think it's legal to keep you as a pet. The raccoon gives you a look and says, "It's a goddamn apocalypse, dude. What, you think you'll get arrested?" The raccoon is right. Oh, you said it again. Alright then, you say. I'll call you Steve. You survived. Nice. Alright, let's go to the front door. Front door is not working. Not even with the janitor key. Did they lock you in? Why? As you're tinkering with the lock, you see something moving at the other side of the hallway. Could it be someone else who works here? Maybe they know what's going on. Okay. Let's go to the back exit. Actually, let's shout for help, because we know it's going to kill us. Nobody answers your call for help, and for a second you're sure it was a bad idea. How can you know it wasn't a zombie lurking there? You hold your breath as you hear footsteps coming towards you, and then something rounds the corner. It's a raccoon, a pretty fat raccoon. What the hell is a raccoon doing here? The raccoon stares at you, almost like it knows what's going on. Then it turns on its heels and scatters across the hallway. With no idea coming to mind, you follow it. It leads you to one of the many back exits. The door is slightly ajar, so that probably explains how the raccoon got hidden in the first place. You see a body laying in front of the exit. Okay, so this just leads us to this. Okay. So that was kind of a dead end. Let's ignore them and try the back exit. Back exit it is. Thankfully it seems to be open, if not fully. There's something weird blocking you. Okay. So this is also the same. How far are we on Steve? We have 3 exits left to find. Locking her in the bathroom has to be the right answer. Let's tell her where the back exits are. Thank you so much, she says. You feel a little like a cool action hero. It's my duty to help, you inform her, which is technically true. Only you normally say that after unclogging a toilet next to the offices. She smiles at you. Good luck then, mister, she says. You only nod stoically, upkeeping the action hero persona, but you do feel pleased. Huh, helping people feels almost as good as watching Bingo. As she disappears down the hallway, you take a quick look around. Which way will you go? Let's give her your mop as a weapon. Take this, you say. She stares at you like you've gone crazy, so you quickly add, aim for the head. She still seems a little confused, but you just pat her on the shoulder. She'll do well. As she disappears down the hallway, mop in hand, you take a quick look around. Which way will you go? Okay. Alright, so something's going on here. You take your trusted mop out of the supplies closet and listen closely, until you hear the growling again. It seems to be coming from the janitor bathroom. Steve, did he lock himself in there to smoke weed or something? You hope not. Last time he did that, he threw up all over the floor. That better not be you, Steve, you walnut. You shout in the direction of the bathroom. No answer. You stomp to the door and open it. Inside is not Steve. It's Kelly, another janitor whose shift ended at 2 p.m. Weird. What's she still doing here? On closer inspection, you suddenly realize Kelly is foaming at her mouth and moving strangely. Okay, so now we got Kelly here, which is a new variable. We've never seen her before. Let's just close the door again. There's no use in talking to Kelly right now. She seems completely off. So you just close the door with a polite nod and leave her to it. You briefly wonder if you should call 911, but she would understandably murder you for forcing her to pay the ambulance bill. Hopefully, she's still okay with taking your shift on Monday. Stepping back out into the hallway, you see another familiar face. However, it doesn't really lift your spirits as one might think. Steve, that goddamn idiot, is leaning against the wall and ignoring you. Probably trying to play it cool. Unbelievable. Ask him what the hell he's doing here. Okay. Let's, hit him with the mop. Ram it into his mouth. Okay, so now if we tell her to hide in the bathroom, is that similar? Or is it the same? I don't think this did anything different. Okay. That didn't change anything. Having Kelly in the bathroom with Steve didn't do anything. Let's try to talk to Kelly. Kelly only makes gurgling sounds and doesn't seem to really understand you. Is she sick or a zombie? The thought seems a little ridiculous, but you have watched zombie films before, when there was no bingo to watch. Honestly, the longer you look at her, the more she reminds you of them. Mindless, drooling zombies. But how can you be sure? Politely ask her if she's a zombie. Kelly answers your polite question by chomping your arm off, so thanks for nothing, Kelly. You died. So that was ending 9. Ignore it, maybe it will go away. This is in his office. They say ignorance is bliss. Well, whoever they are, they were dead wrong. Just as you put on your headphones to your Walkman, you are attacked from behind by something that kind of looks like your coworker Steve. Before you can ask him what the hell he thinks he's doing, he screams like a maniac and digs his teeth into your throat. What the hell, Steve? So much for watching Bingo. Okay. So that leaves one more Gary ending. Oh, the elevator. Alright, guys. The elevator doors open, and as you step in, you see someone's already inside. They look strange, kind of spaced out. Hurt yourself there, huh? You say with a glance at their bloodied hands. They don't answer. You shrug and press the button for the ground floor. They step closer, breathing heavily. Hey, would you mind, you say, slightly annoyed? Some people, you think. Your annoyance increases as they get even closer to you and start growling like a rabid animal. Now that's pretty shit manners on their part. You've had enough. Alright, listen here, buddy. They grab you and bite you in your face. You don't finish your sentence. You died. Alright, that is all the Gary endings. Now let's play Katya. This page can be Katya page. Alright. The break room is locked. Let's try to kick it down. You are too weak to kick it down. Also, wouldn't this be destruction of private property? You don't have enough money to replace it if it gets broken beyond repair. You still have a ton of student loans to pay. No, there's gotta be another way. Climb out the window coming soon. Try picking the lock with a hairpin. You crouch down with your hairpin and start picking the lock. It can't be that hard, can it? On TV, it seems to be over pretty quickly. You are still moving the hairpin around. You hear something on the other side of the door. Has help arrived already? Hello? You call out cautiously. There's no answer, only growling? An animal maybe? Some kind of dog? But why would they let dogs into the labs? Suddenly, something rams the door from the other side. You jump back in shock and see a man bursting through, foaming at the mouth. Wait, you know that guy. Isn't it Steve the janitor? He's not all that good at his job, but he always greets you with a smile, and you've grown to appreciate him. Now he looks straight out of a zombie film. You squeak as Steve comes closer and closer, his hands outstretched and reaching for you like in a horror movie. Stop it, you shout, but he doesn't seem to understand you. He's probably trying to prank you, scold him. Oh, ha, very funny, you say. Who made you do this? The other interns? Tell them it's a stupid prank. Grrr, Steve says. Now you're getting a little annoyed. I got it, you're a zombie, you want brains. You can't stop now. And your disguise isn't even that convincing. You step forward to wipe off his face paint, but he bites your hand off before you can touch his face. Well, either he's really committed to this part, or you've just made a grave mistake. You died, clown. Nice. Okay, communicate with Steve. Oh, communicate with you. Steve has never been that eloquent. Maybe if you try to speak a little slower, you tell him, trying to be helpful, Steve. Steve opens his mouth, baring his teeth, and you manage to jump back at the last second before you can sink them into your flesh. Geez, that's really not the way to treat someone trying to help. Wait a second. Is Steve a zombie? I'm too young to die, you scream as you grab the nearest chair. I don't want my parents to have to pay my stupid student loans. You throw the chair at Steve as hard as you can and storm out of the break room. Running, it turns out, isn't all that easy with high heels on, but you can't stop not until you've outrun Steve. Maybe you should have closed the door to the break room. You turn a corner and almost run into a wall. This is the end of the hallway. You cast a nervous glance back, but it doesn't seem like Steve is following you anymore. Still, you can't just turn and go back, can you? Oh, what a mess. You should have never started working here. This whole lab is bad news. Alright, enough self-pitying. There's 2 doors you could go through to get out of here. You put your ear against each door and listen. One has pittering sounds coming behind it. The other one is just dead quiet. Okay. So we've seen this one. We know that we have to do the one with the pittering sounds. It's risky, but as soon as you enter, you sigh with a big sigh of relief. The pittering was coming from a fat little raccoon munching on something it found under one of the lab tables. Hey, don't eat that, you say. Who knows what it could do to you? The raccoon stares at you. Its eyes seem weirdly intelligent, like it understood perfectly what you just said. Then it squeaks and runs away, disappearing down the hallway. Strange little critter. Suddenly you hear a long, low, growling sound. Wait a minute, you know that voice. Is that? It is her, Supervisor Jenna. Supervisor Jenna who never thanks you for bringing her coffee. Supervisor Jenna who made you mop the floor on your first day instead of showing you around the lab. Supervisor Jenna who made you cry and then told her coworkers at lunch within your earshot. Supervisor Jenna, zombified. Looks like karma has finally caught up to her. You know you have to escape her, but the temptation is strong now that she can't fire you. Should you tell her a few choice words? Let's give her a piece of your mind. You clench your fists. This is your moment. So how's it feel to rot from the outside as well, Jenna, you say. Maybe you can finally start matching your inside now. Jenna growls at you, clearly scandalized. What? What is it? You want to eat my brain? You've been going strong without one all this time, haven't you? Zombie Jenna lifts her arms and points at you slowly, threateningly, turning her thumb downwards like a Roman emperor. You can't fire me, you scream. I quit. You don't actually quit because you need an internship in your resume. You just always wanted to say this to her. Alright, that's enough. Kick her. You have to stay strong and alive. Even though you have a whole lot to say to Supervisor Jenny, you turn and book it out of the next door. You can hear footsteps behind you as she starts chasing you. Are zombies supposed to be this fast? Whatever, no time to think. You round the corner and immediately notice the open door to the second floor bathrooms. Hey, maybe you can hide in here. If you close the door, Supervisor Jenna will just run past, and you could safely search for another way out. You're proud of your idea. You quickly slip through the door and lock it behind you before Jenna could catch up to you. Woo! You're really lucky you noticed this door. Come to think of it, why was it even open in the first place? Hey, wait a second. Isn't that Steve by the stalls? Jesus, how'd he get in here? You frantically try to open the door, but it jams and won't move an inch. Aw man, this sucks, you say to Steve. Sadly, he isn't very empathetic. Okay, that's funny. We got one more, and I'm assuming it's when you kick the woman. Let's give her a piece of your mind and kick her. Okay, maybe you overdid it with this one. Not that you shouldn't have told her all these things. You absolutely should have. And maybe you should have also sprinkled in the fact that you saw her making out with Supervisor Dave that one time next to the printer. But you probably shouldn't have gotten this close. Supervisor Jenna takes your head clean off with one huge bite. Damn you, Jenna. You died. That is all the endings. Kadia can't survive in this version of the game. This game did come out in 2021, so I don't expect it to get a full version ever. Unless it's already up somewhere that I don't know about. But anyway, if you guys enjoyed this video, be sure to drop a like and a sub. I've read through other visual novels like this one on this channel before, so if you would like to see some more, they are up. And I will see you all in the next video.